Hello, everybody. Today we are going to focus on how to schedule shows. So you're going to again go to pamperedchef.com and we're going to go up here and do your sign in. You can either enter your email or at this point, if you know your consultant number, you can put it in that spot. Your password. And then again, that's going to bring you to this blue screen. So this is your back office, your consultant's corner. So I actually have a show to set up, so I'm going to do it live for you. But if you need assistance other than what I'm doing, again, in the training and resources, there is a tab down here that says party training. So click on that tab and it's going to take you to this screen. And then over here on the left side, you would do party training. And then it's going to go right through it. So how to set up a cooking party, how to set up a virtual party, catalog party, fundraiser party, a wedding shower. So you can go right through these and watch the training videos, but I'm going to show you exactly how to do one right now. So we are going to go over to My Shows and then click on My Shows and Orders. So you're going to see my screen with some of my shows that are already going. And what we're going to do is we are going to create a new show. If you have someone and you don't have an open party that contacts you to do an individual order, you would add that over on this part, new individual order. But we're going to be setting up a show today. So new show. The first step that you're going to get to is you're going to decide what kind of show it is. So if it is a virtual show, you're going to enter that as a catalog. And then the next tab you're going to get is this a virtual party. So what that means basically is, does it take place on an online platform? So Facebook or Instagram or something like that. So mine is, so I'm going to do yes. The show date, if you just click on the little calendar, a calendar will come up. My show is actually starting today and it is closing on let's see, it's closing on the 9th. And then, so the show number auto-populates. Show name, this is going to show up on your show page. So I usually, for my online parties, I usually do something online fun or, something like that. Then down in the tell us more, you don't have to do anything in that screen and that line. So then your next thing is your host information. So this is pretty self-explanatory. When you book a party, you need your host's name, you need their email address, their phone number, and their address where the party is going to be shipped. If they have a P.O. box, you need a street address. What I say to people is, I need the address that you would give someone when something's coming FedEx. And then they were like, oh, okay, we cannot deliver to P.O. boxes, okay? So that's a very important step to make sure you get an actual street address. The computer actually won't even let you enter a P.O. mailbox. So my new host, so again, it's pretty self-explanatory. The nice thing, once you have a few contacts in your contact list and you start booking from other shows and things like that, you can do this nice button host search, which I'm going to do. And then you can enter in their name and do search. So this is actually my host right here that I'm putting. So I'm going to just select. And then it auto-populates all of her stuff right in. So if you don't have her in your system, that's fine. You just manually enter everything. The email address is extremely important. One, to have it correct, and two, to make sure it won't let you go any further if you don't have an email address. The host and her email are linked for the entire year after her party. So when she enters her email, that's what's linked for her to get her future discounts after her party is over. So if you ever have a host that's having trouble getting her 10% off or your 50% off item, definitely go into your contact list and check her email, because if you entered a number or letter wrong, that's what's throwing off her rewards. So that's always the first place I go if a host says, I'm not getting my 10% off. That's where I always go first. So then we're going to go down to the bottom and we're going to do create show. So now the show, a screen pops up, your show has been created, and then you click OK. The next tab we're going to go to is right up here, and it says show page. So we're going to click on here. And the catalog parties, you can either do the blue screen or the salmon screen. I usually stick to the blue screen. They're both the same. This section here is the picture that's going to be on your page, so you can change it. Excuse me. You can change the image if you want to do a specific picture or something like that. Or you can upload your own picture if you don't like any that are there. For catalog and Facebook parties, I usually just leave the catalog picture. And then this is the body of it that's going to show up on the show page. The only thing that I really change is I just go in here and you just click, and then you can type, I add Facebook / catalog party. And that's about all that I change. The next box, the show URL. This is the link that takes people directly to their parties. So I do all my shows exactly the same, so I remember what I did them as. So it always starts out pamperedchef.com /go / and then what I do is I do the host name, and then I do the month, and excuse me, and then I do the day that her party starts. And then you have to do confirm to see if it's taken. So my custom URL is saved. Sometimes they're taken if they have a really common name, but that's why I started adding the date in, because then it usually accepts it right away. It is case sensitive, so I use all lowercase just in my own mind. So when I'm on a virtual party and someone asks me for the link, I know it pretty quickly. I know it's my host's first name, the month, and the day her party started. So that's just my system of keeping things straight in my own head. So then the next tab we have is guest list. And that's more for a cooking show, or if your host wants to add anyone in there. Email host. So this email is you're going to send an email to your host. And again, read the email. It's already populated, but again, I change and put in Facebook here. And let me see, I think I leave everything else the same. Yep. So then you can either preview it or you can just send it. So I'm going to send it. So Jen has her email. So my email has been sent. I just hit OK. So now we're going to go in this blue tab back to my shows. And then we will have, you'll see down here, Jen's show is right here on this white line. Okay, so now a little bit about the show. If you need to change something about the show, like the show date or anything like that, you're going to click over here on catalog. And then that will take you back to this part of the show. If your host is trying to enter her own order and she can't do it, 9 times out of 10, your party has already closed and she hasn't entered her order. So if your host sends you a message that I'm having trouble entering my show, or I can't find my show, that's the first place I want you to go, is go into this tab and check the show close date. Because if the show close date has passed, you are the only person that can get into that show. So all you need to do is just move the date further out, till the next few days, so the host can get her order in. When you want to do something on the actual party, you're going to click on this little shopping cart on this side. And this is where it's going to take you, so you can, if your host gives you a paper order, or you need to add something to someone's order, this is where you're going to come. And then you would have underneath her name, you would have a whole list of people. So I'm just going to do a mock ad for you. And then again, to add an order or add a guest, you need a first name, a last name, and an email to be able to add an order. If they do not give you an order or an email, you can, I try and get them, but if they're really adamant about not giving you an email, I just make one up. I do their name, and then I do and then I do thepamperedchef.com. So that's my generic email that I use. If it comes up that it's associated with someone, then you need to obviously fix that, because you don't want to give credit to another person. Sometimes I'll use their phone number instead of their name. But that's how you add someone. So now this is actually my mom. So my mom is now added to Jen Schaefer's show. And then to add her products, I would just go right over here, and I can either add the item number. She's going to take a whipped cream maker. Or you can actually, search the product by name. So then everything is done for you. So the price comes up, the shipping comes up, the tax comes up, and then her total due is the $32.07. If she wants it shipped to her, you're going to go over here and you're going to switch this to guest, and then it's going to ask you for the address. And then payment is down here at the bottom, and this is where you're going to do the credit card, cash, or check. And then if, let's say, you told Ruth that you were going to give her free shipping, what you would actually do is go under additional options, and then you get our consultant gift option, and this is where you can enter. So I would enter the shipping. This would come out of my payment account that we already set up in the last video, so you know where that money's coming from. And the other nice part about it is Pampered Chef tracks all of those for us. So when tax season comes around, we can just print a report that gives us all of our consultant gifts that we've given away, and so we have all of our tax write-offs right there in front of us. And then if you look over here, it's subtracted out. So if you're not good at math like me, it's subtracted out the $525, and then the guest still owes $26.82. So then you could just add another payment and then put in her credit card information. You can add up to 3 payments on one order. So if someone splits an order, you can do 2 credit cards on one order if they need you to. And if you screwed something up, I gave the wrong person the consultant gift, just go over here to the trash can, click on the trash can, and they just go away. Okay, so I think that's everything for today. So we set up our show, and yeah, so again, we went into my show, my shows and orders, And then we went into new show, and then you just set up your show right on your website. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day and get some good shows on your calendars. Take care.